You are listening to listener-supported Elisha's Space podcast, where we discuss topics of faith and mental health. Today, we have Dawn Conley, owner of Fresh Faces in Columbia, Maryland. Today, we discuss how anxiety and depression can affect skincare.
So today, I want to welcome everyone to Elisha's Space, and I have the absolute pleasure, the privilege of sitting with Dawn Conley of Fresh Faces. Quite often when I'm dealing with people and working with people who are struggling with anxiety and depression, there can be instances of skin picking or dehydration, and it's affecting their skin. So we'll talk when we have conversations surrounded by self-care. I often mention to them about seeing a professional to get an analysis and see what they need done to their skin, even if it's a situation of the blemishes from the skin picking and things of that nature, to help them do better care of themselves. Because quite often when you're anxious and if you're experiencing depression, you're not taking care of and loving yourself, and that's reflected on your body. So I just want to welcome you, Dawn. I thank you for coming in today, and I appreciate you taking out the time to join me during this interview.
Thank you for this opportunity.
You're very, very welcome. It's my pleasure. So we're just kind of wondering, how did you get started doing this? What was your path?
So my path, I come from a history of acne myself, cystic acne, which of course created depression, anxiety issues myself, picking issues myself. I went to dermatologists. I tried everything over the counter, and I was really struggling. I finally found a great dermatologist who put me on some great skincare, a great skincare regimen, which included hydrating my skin, trying not to be picking. She put me on a topical product as well as an oral product that helped me tremendously. And then I, years later, went to have a chemical peel done on my face and met a wonderful esthetician, a medical esthetician working with a plastic surgeon's office who did a chemical peel, but we became very good friends. She too suffered from acne as a young adult. And I fell in love with what she did and how she helped me. And so I found all about how she became an esthetician. And within 1 year, I signed up for and went to the same program that she did. And I became an esthetician so that I too could help other people who were struggling with skin problems, whether it's acne or dehydration or hyperpigmentation or just overall skin dryness or oily skin. And so that's kind of what brought me to where I am today.
Oh, well, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. I think that because I also had problems with skin picking also, and I had to see someone, and it made such a difference. It not only makes a difference in feeling less anxious about the skin picking and the blemishes and everything that comes with that, but it also made a difference with just how I felt about myself. Wouldn't you say that it helps with your own self-esteem and how you...
Absolutely. And as you start to see improvements in your skin, then you become more self-confident, and then you're able to climb out of that little rabbit hole that we find that we get ourselves into with depression and anxiety.
Right. Exactly. All right. So if you could just kind of share some tips, maybe if somebody's having some difficulty with caring for their skin, what would you suggest they do?
So sugar is an inflammatory condition that can cause it can cause inflammatory reactions to the skin.
Okay.
So it's very important to watch your sugar intake. And it's also very important to hydrate with water on a very regular basis. But sugar is huge component. So are dairy products. If you're eating a lot of cheese or drinking a lot of milk. I didn't know this when I was a young girl, and I had cystic acne, and I consumed a lot of pizza and cheeses and milk. Well, guess what? That can clog your pores. It can cause cystic acne. So those are things that you really need to be aware of and limit. You don't have to completely restrict yourself, but you need to limit your consumption of these of sugars, milk, dairy products, and that helps a lot.
So, what are substitutes you can have? Because those are all yummy things.
Um, I mean, obviously, the more vegetables and fruits that you're eating, because fruits have regular natural sugars,
Right.
so those are all greater for the skin. When you do processed foods are what causes most of the inflammatory conditions. So more natural ingredients. You can increase your vegetables in your diet, and most importantly is increasing your water consumption. Hydration is truly key with good skin.
Okay. Okay. And I think water, period, is good.
It is for all parts of your body, not just your skin.
Yeah.
But your skin is the largest organ of your body, and it requires a lot of hydration. So it's really important to try to drink, they say 8 glasses of water a day. And I think that's really hard for a lot of people. So I'm with the 5 to 6. Let's start with that. And then we can increase it as we become more comfortable with drinking that 5 to 6 glasses of water a day.
Okay. Okay. And then what would you tell someone who's maybe having a difficult time with being in the skin they're presently in? I asked the question because quite often, it's a healing journey, right? And so anytime when you're in your present skin, it's uncomfortable to see maybe the age spots or the blemishes and the other things that are there. And so I work with a lot of people who are trying to work through, I don't want to call it body shaming, but just not liking what they see in the mirror. And so one of the things that I work through with them is loving yourself today while going through the healing process. Because when you have appreciation for the day, it gives you a great appreciation for tomorrow as you go through the healing journey.
And that is absolutely true. Everything you just said is so true. And we all have to, find our inner beauty too. It's so important. We all put so much emphasis on the Jennifer Anistons in the world.
Yes.
And who have hundreds of thousands of dollars of people working with them. And,
exactly.
So we have to be comfortable with the skin that we're in. And just taking those few minutes and appreciating, you as the individual and your inner beauty, because that's what's most important.
Yes. A lot of times when when I talk with people, I also talk with them about using affirmations and speaking what I believe life over yourself. So, if you feel like, oh, it's not going to be a good day today, say, no, it's going to be a good day today. I'm going to give this day the best that I can give it today. And I'm going to give it the best day I can give it today because of A, B, and C. I have prepared for this day. So no matter what the outcomes are, it's going to be the best day it can possibly be.
That's wonderful.
So it falls into that same place regarding our image that we have for ourselves. If you're doing the best you can to take care of yourself, then I think that, and you can jump in with this too. I think that when you look at the skin that you're presently in and you start to speak life on your skin while also taking the time to, hydrate, like you mentioned, taking the time to maybe eat less sugar and taking the time to eat more fruits and vegetables and things that are more filling, avocados, like you had mentioned before in a past conversation you had, then you can be more comfortable in the skin you're in because you're knowing you're doing your very best to care for yourself.
Absolutely. And it truly is all about taking even those baby steps, and making sure that you're cleansing your skin at the end of every day, taking care of getting rid of all the toxins and the environmental, pollutants that are in the air. It's really important, I believe, to cleanse your skin at the end of the day. Again, like I just said, to help with environmental stresses and going to bed with a clean face is really helps me personally. And that's what I recommend to most of my clients is definitely cleanse at the end of the day.
So regarding the cleansing at the end of the day, most individuals that deal with anxiety and depression do not have an evening bedtime routine.
Okay.
They just they go until their body says you can't go anymore, and then they crash. And so what would you, and now I know people's skins are different and it would be a different scenario and synopsis for different people. But generally speaking, what would a skincare routine in the evening look like for someone?
Something very simple. And when you brush your teeth before you go to bed, literally find an appropriate cleanser for your skin, whether you have dry skin, needing hydration, or you just have oily skin. Just find a great cleanser for your skin, cleanse it one time, and moisturize. That helps tremendously.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And I think with moisturizer, I know, well, it's for women, y'all. So I'm going to talk for women because I'm a woman. I don't know if men need it, and you can let me know to this too. But I know for women, as we go through our different seasons, we need different types of moisturizer. For instance, since I am no longer in my 20s, I will use more collagen to help the firming, you know. So is that something else you should consider?
It should, depending on your age, absolutely, and your skin condition. Everybody's skin is different. So, but yes, absolutely, collagen and elastin, we lose that as we age. So we definitely want to use products that have that collagen and elastin supplement in it. And it's different for everybody's skin types. Um, there's lots of over-the-counter great products that you can use based on what you believe your skin type is, but also having an evaluation by somebody like me, an esthetician, to help gear you towards the right product line to use for your skin. But really simply, cleansing and moisturizing, toning and tightening. Of course, you can look for those specific things depending on what your skin needs are. But cleansing and moisturizing are the two most critical things that I can tell people to do for the evening time.
And as far as men, does that apply to them as well?
Sure, it does. Absolutely.
Okay.
Men also, experience the same loss of collagen and elastin as women do. Hormonal changes, are crazy for both men and women. We have hair loss too. We have hair growth as we reach this menopause.
So true.
Absolutely.
So true.
So, but yes, men
noticing things, and I'm like, what is going on?
What? I know, right? Yeah. So, but yes, men suffer from the same skin conditions and concerns that we do. They're just not as verbal about it.
Okay.
And vocal.
Okay. All right. So I appreciate you taking out the time to just kind of mention that and talk about that. Do you have a fun story about a client who has experienced transformation?
Well, I do. I actually have a couple. So hyperpigmentation, which is spotting and discoloration of the skin, is very common in people. I would say over the age of about 35, we start seeing, and that comes from damage that we did to our skin when we were 10, 15, even 20 years old.
Wow.
So I have several clients that are on the product line that I use in my day spa. That have seen remarkable differences in the hyperpigmentation, which is the brown spots on their skin, where it's a lightening and a brightening. So those are some great progress that I've seen in some of my clients.
And I know this is a podcast, so you all can't see what Don and I are talking about, but I saw a picture today of a client that had sun damage in their skin. And through the use of the products that with Don's assistance and support, what we saw was remarkable because it was a reversal of the damage that was done to the skin. And that does not happen when it comes to our body, when things change at a cellular level where you see reversal. That's an amazing thing. So I highly would recommend, either seeing someone like Dawn or seeing Dawn herself, if you're looking to get things, if you think you have some damage and you think that it's maybe nothing that can be restored, because it might actually be restored with the proper assistance and help. Do you primarily just work with people on their faces? Because hyperpigmentation and things like that can be in other parts of the body too.
It's most common. It can be seen on the arms a lot, the chest a lot, even the back. So yes, I do treatments for the upper body. I don't do the legs and things of that nature. But I don't usually do the arms. But there's great products. And to be honest with you, vitamin C is your best friend, and so is retinol products. They are great, but you need to be wearing sunscreen. Sunscreen is so important for everybody, no matter what your age is. Sunscreen helps protect your skin. There's great sunscreens out there that are very anti-clogging of the skin. Neutrogena makes a great one called, I think it's called All About Faces. It's a great sunscreen. But vitamin C used as a serum daily helps lighten and brighten the skin. And then the sunscreen will help prevent future damage. And then retinols help exfoliate the skin at a deep level. But when you're using these products, it's so important to use a sunscreen, because when you use them, you're kind of exfoliating the skin. Mm-hmm. So it leaves your skin a little bit more vulnerable to the sun and its damage. So that's important I can't stress enough how important it is to wear sunscreen, especially when you're using those types of products.
Okay. Now, for people of color, mm-hmm. they have unique issues with their skin. So what are some things you could maybe suggest for them? Or would it be similar?
It is very similar. I find with African American skin specifically, when they do get little blemishes, they end up leaving very dark, noticeable spots.
Right.
And so again, the vitamin C and the retinol exfoliating the skin, retinols exfoliate the skin. Over time, that will help lighten those spots. The vitamin C is a lightening and brightening agent. So those, just like for any skin, those are great. But I definitely see that. I see the scarring a little bit more in African American skin, the dark spots resulting from acne specifically I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But retinols and the glycolic acids are great products to use on the skin to help that.
So when you're talking about things to put in the skin, would you recommend maybe taking vitamins, or would it need to be something topical?
Topical. I mean, vitamin C that you take orally certainly helps promote healthy skin too, but topical is what I'm talking about.
Okay. And when it comes to, this is the thing about hydration. And I'm sorry I'm jumping around, but this is the thing about hydration. You can be hydrated. You can drink water, mm-hmm. but not be hydrated. So would you suggest, what would you suggest? Can you just drink tap water, or would you suggest the electrolytes?
Tap water is fine.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it doesn't matter. Okay. Could you drink something like a Gatorade?
Oh, absolutely. It can be very hydrating, and it helps with the electrolytes of the body too, which just helps stabilize your body all across the board. But yes, absolutely. I'm a big proponent of either vitamin water or just plain simple water.
Okay. I love vitamin water.
Yes.
Because it has flavor.
It has some flavor, and it's just got all kinds of great vitamins in it, which is good not only for your skin, but your internal organs as well.
Yes. All right. So where can listeners connect more with you?
So you can go to my website, freshfacesskincare.com. You can also email me at freshfacesskincare2020@gmail.com. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that anybody may have.
Thank you so much. So the key takeaways for skin care and self-care for someone that's dealing with depression and anxiety, and even trauma too, audience, is that you want to establish a routine of taking care of your skin. And it doesn't hurt to see somebody like Dawn who can at least give you an evaluation to look at what's going on and how to help you better care for yourself. Because see, the more you care for yourself, the more you'll feel better about yourself, and the more easier it is for you to face the day because you just start feeling better. It helps to build your self-confidence. So with that in mind, I do thank you, Dawn, for joining us today. If you'd like more information, audience, make sure to look at our bio where it has her information, and she'll be happy to assist you with setting up an appointment if you're in the DMV area. Do you see people virtually? I can't imagine that you do. It's all in person.
It's in person.
So it's all in person, and it's also, it's healthy here. So if you're concerned about the health metrics and things like that, it's where we are following the proper protocols, correct? So we are following the proper protocols in order to make sure that everything is safe and healthy when you're here. So I encourage you all to reach out to someone like Dawn in order to get that professional evaluation so you can go and continue to move forward in your healing journey. So be well, and I look forward to talking with you again, audience. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
And thank you for your time.
Oh, you're very welcome, Dawn. It was my pleasure.
Thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen to Elisha's Space, where we discuss issues of mental health and faith. Like our shows? Subscribe so you can be in the know of upcoming episodes. Now go, move forward in your healing journey.